Hey there again, and we're back, and I've got Grimlock transform again. He's very floppy because he's old. Again, I really don't care because he's probably going to be sitting on my shelf, and his dinosaur mode, that's pretty much what I decided that his best mode is. Most memorable, anyways. You generally the transformation is, well, either it will work with you and it takes seconds to do, or you're stuck trying to pull this off for several minutes looking like an asshole. Unfortunately, when I was transforming this into its said form, it was the latter, and I looked like a complete jackass trying to transform him because certain parts were unwilling to move. I don't know if that's just due to faulty design with this figure or with, in fact, its age. So I'm going to just chalk it up to me being a dumbass, though. But, in any case, a lot of people say, get harp on a lot of the G1 figures for not being entirely show accurate. And, yeah, he's not show accurate enough. But he's damn close, and honestly, I can really respect that. This is a great figure, and though he doesn't have very much playability, if that makes any sense, you know, he, you know, he did back in the day, but now when we have figures, that have, you know, moving joints all over the place, that are, freaking ridiculous, and we can, sit here all day just, you know, jerking around our toys like nobody's business when, you know, this was really, really, really freaking impressive back in the day. So, its nostalgia factor is really high, especially for me. I mean, he's got, you know, as Tommy would say, yeah, and there we go. Some would say it's the Preceptor kick, which Grimlock can pull off pretty well. I mean, I would not want to be Preceptor kicked by Grimlock. You know why? Because your head would fucking explode. I mean, seriously, Grimlock is like the Chuck Norris of Transformers. Which is really awesome and really sad since Grimlock was always my favorite character. And of course, not because of me, Grimlock, am badass, but I think I've explained it before that I really feel like Grimlock felt like he was the only one that understood what they needed to do to take out the Decepticons. And that was to hit them hard, hit them fast with extreme brute force, like, well, the Decepticons were planning to do with them. I think that's what I liked. He had a very different idea of how to handle the Decepticons, and was very unwilling to accept Optimus Prime's or any other Autobots' ideas. Anyways, enough of me just sitting here ranting. This figure, I feel like you should probably, if you ever get a chance to buy it, and you are a fan of the original figure and character, this is a definite must buy. But, or, if you're one of those, obsessive G1 collectors, then yeah, you need to get this toy. But here's the thing, I'm actually going to lay it out right here, right now. I'm actually not much of a huge G1 obsessive collector. A lot of G1 figures are, well, kind of out of my price range. But, I mean, there are certain figures that I would spring a lot of money for, and, well, Grimlock is one of them. And the other Dinobots. Well, I guess spring a lot of lot of money for is probably the wrong word. Spring enough money for, that's within reason, because I've seen these guys at ridiculous prices. I think I got my Grimlock for like maybe, I think it was anywhere between 20 and 40 bucks. I mean, this was ridiculously reasonable. Anyways, if you're not one of these obsessive collectors, yeah, you don't want to buy this figure. It's, well, you know, he's kind of crappy. I mean, and this is coming from a guy who loves the character. It's always crap. But for me as a collector and as, a fan of the series, I really gotta kind of say that I've always had a soft spot for this guy. Hell, when, I was a kid and, everyone was playing, Power Rangers, I would join them, but 9 times out of 10 was this guy. Fighting alongside of the Power Rangers because, fuck you, I didn't need a reason. Grimlock was awesome. And, as they, and, surprisingly enough, and everyone's going to say no shit to this, the Transformers and the Power Rangers, it does sort of work. It really does. Though at the same time, it's one crossover I would not want to see. Well, anyways, I don't think I've pretty much yammered on as about as long as I possibly can about this figure. Again, it's one of these things where this is kind of a real big moment for me as a collector, for finally getting one of my 5 holy grail figures of all time, and I feel just kind of like I'm holding one of the most rare and delicate things of all time, and yeah, I know the reality here. But anyways, this is the end of the video, and this is usually where I, give my send-off, I walk away from the computer, I, sit in the shower, and I cry myself to sleep. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna leave you with this.
Me Grimlock, me no bozo, me king. Take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice.